Hey everyone, if you have a second gen Tundra and you've been thinking about window visors, if you're not sure which ones to get, we're gonna go over the 3 options that are available from AVS. We're gonna show you the differences, the key differences between all 3 and how to install each of them, along with our suggestion of which one we think is the best. Let's get into it. All right, I got the 3 different types laid out in front of me. Let's just go over those real quick. You have right here the original. This is going to be an outside mount, so this sticks to the painted area on the outside of your door. This one here is also an exterior mount, but these are the low profile, so they're much thinner than the original. If you want the more sleek look, this would be a good option for you. And then this one right here is the in-channel design. These don't work on every vehicle depending on the channel type, but the second gen Tundra does have the proper window channel that these I think are going to be our suggestion. Let me just show you real quick, hold these up to the truck and explain to you exactly why we think this one's the best. With our experience installing these on other vehicles, I think the in-channel is going to be the way to go on the second gen Tundra because it does have this style of window channel. You have enough flex and space in there so that you'll be able to fit the visor along with the window. Some vehicles, when this is installed, the window will go up and bounce back down on a safety. That's not going to be an issue on the second gen Tundra, so no worries there. So as far as the looks go, you can see the original and the in-channel are very similar. They stick out about just as far, or they stick out just about the same distance, except one goes in the window channel and one mounts to the outside of the door. The difference between the original and the Low Pro is very drastic for the second gen Tundra. You can see this is very thin compared to the originals. You are going to have to mount this to the rubber on the window channel. This one is going to stick to the paint, which makes me want to suggest this one. But once Corey does the install, he'll go over all that with you. Also, I'm going to point out real quick that we are installing these on the Crew Max model, but AVS does have fitments for the other cab sizes as well. Now that I covered all the differences in these 3 different designs from AVS, we're going to kick it over to Corey. He's going to show you how to install each one of these onto the Tundra.
All right, guys, when it comes to installing these, it's going to be pretty easy. We're going to go ahead and install the ones first that the double-side tape sticks to the outside of the truck. The in-channel ones are what we're going to be keeping on this Tundra permanently. So the original and Low Pro ones are going to be coming with an alcohol prep pad. You're going to want to use this to clean the area, make sure that the double-sided tape is going to be sticking as best as it can to the surface. The in-channel ones, you're going to get the alcohol prep pad. You're also going to get a adhesion promoter, and you're also going to get a little Scotch-Brite pad. We're going to be using this to scuff up the window seal so that the tape has something a little bit better to bite onto. So let's go ahead, get the surface prepped and start installing these. So obviously you want to make sure you're starting out with a decently clean truck. You don't want to have dirt and stuff all over this thing. But once your truck is fairly clean, we're going to go ahead and take the alcohol prep pad and we're going to go ahead and wipe the surface where the double-sided tape is going to be sticking. So for instance, we are doing the originals first. So we're going to do this on the painted surface right above your window seal. Go ahead and make sure that's clean, make sure it's dry, and then we can go ahead and get this installed. And this truck was clean, but you can see how much dirt we got off with the alcohol pad. I just want to note, if you guys live in a colder temperature area, you want to make sure to either warm up your truck or put it in a garage. You also want to warm up the product. When I say warm, I don't mean you're melting the plastic or melting your paint. Just use a hairdryer or a heat gun. If your truck or the double-sided tape on the window visors is too cold, you're not going to get proper adhesion and your window visors could potentially fall off in the future. On the originals, little tip, you can see we have a line right here, and that you're going to want to line up with the difference between the black on your door trim and the painted section of your door trim. Little guide there to help you get it aligned perfectly. So like I said, we're going to be installing the in-channels permanently on this truck, so I'm not going to permanently install these because they're going to be a pain to get off. So what you're going to do is peel back a section maybe about 2 inches long on this end, 2 inches long on this end, and we can peel off this one here completely. But once we peel those back, we're going to go ahead, put it into position, and then I'll show you what to do from there. So now we can go ahead and place this on our window or on our door. Like I said, this is going to be sticking to the painted section. So we want to go ahead and just make sure that it is in line where we want it. This line here right above the mirror. this line here lined up with the separation between the black and the painted section. Once you have it in a position where you feel you like it, and you have these ends stuck down that you peeled back, you can then go ahead and grab the backing for the double-sided tape, pull it out completely, and then make sure to press down the rest of your window visor so it is nice and secure on the door. Now we can go ahead and repeat the same steps for our rear door. Now the rear, obviously the front is side specific, but the rear could be a little bit trickier to see what's what. You have a sharper angle here that's going to be going on the middle of the door. You have a less of an angle here that's going to be going towards the back of the door. Pretty easy once you look at it, you can see. So we're going to go ahead and do the same steps that we did on the front. We're going to peel off this short piece of tape completely. The long piece of tape, about 2 inches on both sides, we'll peel that back, fold it up, and get it installed. All right, we got it cleaned. We got the tape peeled back. So now we're going to go ahead and get this positioned so we're happy. Make sure that these are sticking up and out of the top so you can grab it. And we'll go ahead and stick that down. And then, just like I said on the front, once you're happy with where it's at, grab the back of the double-sided tape, peel that out the rest of the way, and stick it down for good. Next up, we have the Low Pro window visor. It's going to be pretty much the same exact install as the original, except instead of us sticking it to the paint on the door, we're going to be actually sticking it to the window seal on the outside. So we're going to go ahead and get these installed. Same as before, we're going to take an alcohol prep pad. Instead of the painted section, we are going to be wiping the rubber seal now. So let's make sure that's nice and clean and dry. So on the low profile ones, you're gonna have a small square down here in the corner that's like a foam. We're gonna go ahead and peel that off completely. And then on the longer portion, like before, peel it back about 1.5 to 2 inches on this side. And on that side, we'll get it installed, put in position, and peel the rest of the backing off. So for this install and also the in-channel ones, you're gonna wanna have your window down. There's this section here on the window visor. We're gonna be tucking that in to the window seal, right about here. You can just slide this up and down until you get the top of the window visor flush with the top of your window sill. And then we can go ahead and line this end up so that it is lined up with the top of the black on your door. Now, when you put this into position, you want to make sure that the back one and the front one are not going to be touching here. You might run into some issues then when opening and closing the door. It might grab the other window visor. So just make sure you have a gap between those two. So with that in position, you can go ahead and peel off the backing and stick it down. Like I said, you are sticking this onto the rubber seal, and it doesn't seem to be sticking as good as I would want it to. So if you have some adhesion promoter at your house, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to put some on the rubber seal before you go ahead and install this. This is an old seal. It's been, weathered for quite some time now, and the double-sided tape just doesn't want to stick very well. Lastly, we have the in-channel window visor. So this is going to be a little bit different of an install. Instead of it sticking to the outside of the window, we're going to be tucking it inside the window sill and sticking it in there. So that's why we have the Scotch-Brite pad. We're going to go ahead and we're going to stick that up inside the window sill, and we are going to run this back and forth getting some texture on there so that the double-sided tape has something a little bit better to grab onto. We also have some adhesion promoter for the install on this, just to help it stick a little bit better. So let's go ahead and get this window seal scuffed up. So we'll just run this back and forth. We're gonna be sticking the double-sided tape onto the inside of this seal. So that's primarily the surface that you wanna be scuffing. So we'll go ahead and do that on the front and back. I'm just gonna take a rag and get some of that dust out of there first before we go ahead and use the alcohol pad. Now we can go ahead and hit that surface with the alcohol pad. The cleaner you make it, the better it's gonna stick. Now we'll go ahead and add the adhesion promoter. The kit includes two adhesion promoter pads, so you have one for the front and one for the rear. So for the in-channel ones, we're gonna go ahead and take off all of the backing for the double-sided tape. So in the meantime, we'll let the adhesion promoter dry up. Obviously, you don't wanna be installing these with that still wet. So with all the backing off of the double-sided tape, we're gonna go ahead and put this inside the window channel here. Push it towards the back seal, so you're not gonna be making contact with the tape just yet until we get it in place. Once you have it in a position where you like it, then you can go ahead and pull the window visor forward to make contact with the window seal. So go ahead and put your finger in there and get it pressed all along, and then you can go ahead and close your window. I would suggest leaving your window shut for probably 24 hours, just letting that consistent pressure on there, making sure that it is stuck to the window seal nice and good. Go ahead and do the same thing on your rear window. Go ahead and put the window up. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap up the installs on the window visors for the 2nd Gen Tundra. If you have any questions about any 3 of these or the install, go ahead and ask us down in the comments. If you wanna pick a set of these up for your Tundra, you can head over to yodaexpedition.com, click the link in the description, and grab a set today. With that being said, if this video was helpful, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and if you're new to our channel, hit that subscribe button. We're gonna be doing more 2nd Gen Tundra stuff really soon. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys on the next one.